This is Red Carpet Fly's News on the Fly, bringing you daily, unique, and interesting entertainment, celebrity, and luxury news. Before we get started, you know what to do. Like, follow, and subscribe to Red Carpet Fly, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single News on the Fly episode. Guys, I am so sorry I have been away from you, but I have been working on projects, which is a good and bad thing. Good because that means I'm getting more celebrity interviews, so I need time to edit and post and all that good stuff. But a bad thing because it takes me away from you guys, and that makes me sad. But let's get into these headlines. So, Brittney Griner's Russian imprisonment has been extended again until July 2nd. According to an article from Cassius Life, Russian state news outlet TASS reports that a Moscow court has extended Griner's imprisonment again, at least until July 2nd. For those of you who don't know, Griner has been in jail since February when she was detained for allegedly having hashish oil vape cartridges in her luggage, aka cannabis oil cartridges, vape cartridges, or weed oil vape cartridges. The news report also states that Russia is open to a prisoner swap, Griner for a Russian diplomat, but the Biden administration's suggestion of a prisoner swap with a top Russian diplomat is off the table until a court investigation into her case is completed. State Department spokesman Ned Price told reporters Tuesday some red flags were raised because the department didn't learn the news of this from Russian officials, but rather from the news outlet. The case is problematic from top to bottom, he said. It's precisely why we have characterized Brittney Griner as an unlawful detainee. It's precisely why we're doing everything we can to seek and to effect her prompt release from Russian detention. Griner has many supporters here in the U.S. who have been fighting for her swift and safe release. The Boston Celtics have been showing their support for Griner by wearing We Are GB shirts during the NBA Finals. LeBron James, rapper Paul Wall, and Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee are among her celebrity supporters. You know, I feel really bad for Brittney Griner because you know good and well that prisoner release that Russia is trying to broker is bogus. Griner is not a diplomat or anything political. She is just an athlete. So the exchange is totally lopsided and Russia is exploiting the situation. Just a word of caution to all my professional and college athletes, y'all be careful when deciding to play abroad. American liberties are sometimes non-existent in other countries, so just be cautious. So Monday is Juneteenth, and the Tribeca Film Festival celebrates Black voices through curated Juneteenth selections. The Tribeca Film Festival is going on, and the festival has rolled out its specially curated Juneteenth selections to amplify the richness of Black stories and uplift the voices of Black storytellers across feature and short films, Tribeca talks, immersive, audio storytelling, music, and other special events. According to blackfilm.com, Black programming will be interwoven throughout the festival leading up to the closing night on Juneteenth, Sunday, June 19th, allowing audiences to experience narratives, stories, and events that spotlight Black experiences in the U.S. and abroad. Some movies that will be debuted during the festival is Loudmouth, a documentary detailing the winding road of Reverend Al Sharpton's life story as an iconic American civil rights activist and spiritual leader. Aisha is a movie about a young Nigerian woman seeking asylum in Ireland and is floundering in a maze of social services and bureaucracy. As her situation becomes increasingly dire, Aisha struggles to maintain hope and dignity against the looming threat of deportation. You know, this reminds me of the movie Farming, and also of the movie His House. Farming is about a Nigerian family that kind of gives up their son to a white British working middle-class family, and he's kind of raised in that family while they go to school and get their education, and he grows up and he becomes a part of a white supremacist group. Very interesting, and also based on a true story. And also the movie His House. His House is about a South Sudanese family that relocates to England, and they are placed in kind of like, for lack of a better word, a housing project. And while they're there trying to become citizens, that what they don't know is that the house that they're put in this housing project is haunted. So they have to deal with being African immigrants in this European city. In London, and then they also have to deal with something haunting them in their house. It's very good. Both very good movies. These are not Tribeca Film Festival movies, but good movies to see, and I strongly encourage you to check those out. Another movie debuting at the Tribeca Film Festival is Beauty, and that is about a gifted young Black woman struggles to maintain her voice and identity after she's offered a lucrative recording contract. I believe this movie is actually already been picked up by Netflix and will be available to watch on June 29th. You know, I really like how the Tribeca Film Festival is spotlighting Black stories in an effort to celebrate Juneteenth, and this is not on some coonery type-ish, right? Like, it's not like Juneteenth ice cream, you know, strawberry red velvet cheesecake ice cream, or some watermelon Juneteenth salad. You know, I really think they have made very thoughtful efforts to elevate Black voices and stories. I also like that they aren't just spotlighting like Black American voices, right? They are spotlighting Black voices throughout the African diaspora. You know, I'm definitely a movie person, dare I say a cinephile. So while I love those blockbuster movies, I am known to throw in, you know, a foreign film, independent movie, or a documentary into my movie rotation. So anyways, like I said, I'm really glad to see the diversity of Black voices being amplified. Lastly, you know, while Juneteenth is a holiday and there's a lot more work that needs to be done in regards to issues that relate to Black people like healthcare, education, and financial disparities in the Black community, I am glad that we do have Juneteenth and we're celebrating it. I think the only time I remember celebrating Juneteenth or even hearing about it was when I was in Texas. So I'm glad it's now being nationally recognized. Okay, last thing I want to talk about before I go. So remember I said in a past podcast that after Ellen leaves her show that she's going to take some time off and she's going to go to Africa to work with the gorillas. And I believe she's actually making a documentary about her workout in Rwanda and her conservation camp. Anyways, I say all that to say this, that gorilla trekking in Uganda is the ultimate luxury experience in affluent circles. According to a luxurytravelblog.com article, the wealthy are paying big bucks to get a chance to see the endangered mountain gorillas in the remote Mahinga Gorilla National Park in the Virunga Mountains or in the Bwindi Impenetrable Forest National Park. There are like only 1,000 of these animals around, so you know this is a once-in-a-lifetime experience. These types of experience can be arranged through gorilla walking safaris. So what's offered in this type of experience? Well, most of these treks, you have to be 15 years or older, and tracking gorillas will involve penetrating the forest with rangers or porters, often having to cut your way through trees and shrubs to make a path. And this is a rainforest type of environment, so of course you need to be prepared for it to be wet underfoot, so hiking boots are strongly encouraged. Every day the experience is going to be unique since the gorillas move within their habitat, making each trek different each time. Thanks to the process of gorilla habituation, the gorillas you encounter will already have a degree of familiarity with the presence of humans. You will be able to spend up to an hour with them and get as close as 23 feet away, recently increased from 23 feet to give gorillas the added protection from any human diseases. During your hour with these incredible animals, you can see them going about their daily activities like feeding, breastfeeding, resting, mating, or simply playing while still under the stern watch of the huge dominant silverback. Usually this is a 5-hour trip, so there's a certain level of fitness required, and the group can range about 6 to 8 people. Before you embark on this type of expedition, you will need a gorilla trekking permit and transportation to and from the start of the trek. LuxuryTravelBlog.com offers a few luxury accommodation options such as Mount Gahinga Lodge, which is a great option for the Mahinga Gorilla National Park, while Tracker Safari Lodge, Sanctuary Gorilla Forest Camp, and Buhoma Lodge are among the luxury accommodation options for Bwindi. Staying at a luxury property will ensure that you are well rested before your gorilla trek and that you will have a comfortable place to relax after what would prove to be a challenging but ultimately enormously rewarding trek. So how much does this experience run you? Well, I had to do some digging, but gorilla trekking permits now cost $700 for foreign non-residents, $600 for foreign residents of East African countries, Uganda, Rwanda, Kenya, and Tanzania, and 250,000 Uganda shillings for East African citizens throughout the year. So, is this experience worth the cash or for the trash? I say it's worth the cash, but the black side of me is like, nah, leave them gorillas alone. Have you seen silverback gorillas? They are all muscle, and 23 feet away is just a bit too close for comfort, right? I don't want to catch them on a bad day. And there's something very Jurassic Parkish about this whole experience. And I think if I would go, I would always have that foreboding sense of impending doom, like something bad's gonna happen. But the other side of me thinks this is a really cool experience. I rode an elephant one time when I was in India, and that was a really great experience, but now I feel kind of bad about it because it's animal exploitation, right? I do remember like the elephant drivers hitting the elephants to get them to get up and move and follow directions. And now I feel like I have blood on my hands because I participated in that animal abuse. So, I don't know. I'm very conflicted about it. Also, this feels very like royal expedition-ish, kind of colonizer-ish, right? It could just be me. Like, I get images of pith helmets and safari attire worn back in the 1800s. Very like Tarzan and Jane. Not what Tarzan was wearing, but what Jane and her family were wearing. I know it sounds crazy, but that's just how I feel, and it's probably me. But anyways, I am truly split on if I would do this excursion or not. I'm having a battle of ethics here. Would you guys do it? Comment below and let me know. Well, that's it for Red Carpet Fly's News on the Fly. If you would like to receive text notifications of when I post News on the Fly episodes or my celebrity red carpet interviews, please send me a text to 917-502-4379 and say, I want to get fly text. Once subscribed, you will start receiving text messages regarding a News on the Fly episode or a recent celebrity interview. Also, if you have a business product, service, YouTube channel, or just a social media account that you would like me to promote on my channel, please email redcarpetfly@alexi@redcarpetfly.com to get rates about advertising. Lastly, please like, follow, subscribe, and share our YouTube channel, Red Carpet Fly, and also follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Red Carpet Fly. And until tomorrow, always stay fly.